Hey guys, this is the Lair Bear here with another. I'm just gonna check if the audio is working really good. Hey guys, welcome to another 8-4 draft with the Lair Bear for the MTG Noob. Make sure to check out the website and all the other great videos on YouTube. Starting off in our first pack, we open a Slumbering Dragon, which isn't that good. Way too slow. And if you don't hit it on turn 1, it's absolutely terrible. Other strong cards in this pack are Prey Pawn, Attendant Knight, the Harbor Bandit's nice, but the strongest card in this pack by far is the Murder, so we're just going to snatch that up. It's also the only good flat black card in this pack, which is nice. I think the next pick will probably be the Attendant Knight, or the Prey Pawn, depending on what the person to our left took, but we'll snatch the Murder. In the next pack, a common was taken, for a foil. So, here, I mean, Talrand's Invocation is the second best uncommon in the set behind Vampire Nighthawk. Sorry about that. So, Talrand's Invocation is the second best uncommon in the set behind Vampire Nighthawk. I know some other people disagree with that, but I think that it's probably just better. So we're going to snatch up the Talrands. In the next pack, there's no real strong cards that stand out. Crippling Blight, Krenko's Command, War Falcon, and Watercourser are all fine cards. But here we're going to take the Watercourser because it's just on color and it's definitely playable, so we'll take that. In the next pack, there is a Divination, a Mind Rot. So Divination is the strongest card of all the spells. But there's also an Augur Obelisk, which works out pretty well right now because we have a Talrand's Invocation and a Murder, and hopefully we can pick up some more removal spells. Otherwise the pick would be the Divination, but I think here I feel fine taking the Augur Obelisk. And here we have a nice pick. So right now we haven't seen a lot of black in these past couple packs. There's a Sign in Blood here, but I think here we're going to take the Essence Scatter. It's a pretty decent spell in blue. I was reading some articles on the channel, and people were saying it's like the blue Doomblade. I mean, it's obviously not that, but because you need to have the mana up at the correct time, but it's best in the blue-black deck when you're not necessarily dying to play something out on turn 2. Playing Control-ish. So I think I may have been underrating this card in the beginning, but I'm going to take the Essence Scatter here over the Sign of Blood. In the next pack, there's not much. Angelic Benediction, Kraken Hatching, and Watercourser here. I'm going to take the second Watercourser, and I mean, besides our first pick, Murder, we're looking like mono blue, but Watercourser is the strongest card in that pack. So here we get a nice pick. So we have the choice between Scroll Thief and Giant Scorpion. Between these two, I like Giant Scorpion more. It plays defense a lot better, and hopefully we can pick up a couple more flyers and stuff, so that way we can swing over with the Giant Scorpion on the ground. Scroll Thief is okay, but you really need to be on the play for it to be at maximum value, or you need to be playing sort of bad cards like Tricks of the Trade. So Giant Scorpion is the pick here. In the next pack, there's a Harbor Serpent or a Walking Corpse. There's also a Ring of Thune. White seemed to be semi-open in this pack, but I mean, both of these are kind of meh playable. I can pick up Harbor Serpents later, so I'm just going to take the Walking Corpse for now. Here, there's a Scroll Thief versus Kraken Hatchling and Bloodthorn Vampire. Bloodthorn Vampire is not that good outside of like a tokens kind of deck with like Captain's Calls or Krenkos. And Kraken Hatchling goes around late, so here I'm going to take the Scroll Thief. Here we have a nice pick. There's a Tormented Soul or a Sign in Blood. Tormented Soul, we don't have any Exalted guys right now, so it's not going to be as great. If we picked up a Mark of the Vampire, it would be better, but here I'm going to take the card draw and grab the Sign in Blood. Here, the most playable card is probably available in Ghouls, so I'm just going to grab that. Here's a Mind Rot, which we may indeed play, and then I doubt we're going to get anything else. Well, there's a Gem of Becoming, which, if we have a reason to splash red, if we grab Nicol Bolas, we may actually play that, but so far I think we're pretty solidly in blue-black. I mean, we have the Murder, which is a good reason to be in black, and Talrand's Invocation. I mean, we could hypothetically switch out if we open like some kind of bomb rare, like I mean, Thragtusk is pretty good, but I think I'll probably pass it. I forget how many ticks it's worth right now. Probably not enough for me to want to take it, because I think I just sold a foil one for 5 tickets. So I don't think that's enough for me. I think the picks here are really between Unsummon, Mark of the Vampire, or Augur Bolus is a really good green pack. With Thragtusk, Pack Leader, Sentinel Spider, and Prey Upon. And green might be past this pack because we didn't see a lot of it in the last one. We could switch out if we really wanted to. But we would only have 6 blue cards to build off of, which I think is bad. I think we have some decent spells already, so that makes Augur Bolus a lot better. The other choice would really be the Unsummon. I think both of those are stronger than the Mark of the Vampire. I think I'm going to take the Augur Bolus because it's harder to pick up. And we definitely have some ways to really abuse it. Hopefully we can pick up some Archaeomancers too. This next pack, this pack is bad. Like all around, it's pretty bad. The picks for us are really the Shade, the Redirect, or the Black Ring. Right now we only have 2 black creatures though, so it's not going to be as good. If it were the Blue Ring, I may consider it since we have a couple, we have 5, 6 blue creatures. It's really the choice between Redirect or Shade. I think I'm going to take the Redirect here. It can be a nice spell, and I think I can pick up Shades later in the draft where I'm not really dying to take it. Plus it's another sorcery, an instant that we can abuse, so I'm going to take the Redirect. Here we get a nice pick in Switcheroo. Definitely the strongest card in this pack. So yeah, I'm just going to grab that here. It works well with our Augur Bolus. In the next pack, so there's a Sentinel Spider. Like I was saying, green is probably going to be falling in this pack. Diabolic Revelation is a sorcery that we can fetch up, but that doesn't seem that great. I think here we're going to take the Mark of the Vampire, because right now our creatures are a little bit mediocre. We don't have a lot of flyers, and Mark of the Vampire serves as a way to, like, really just make your creatures better. So I'm going to take the Mark here. I'll definitely play one in this deck, this kind of deck. Here the pick is between Essence Scatter or Cower and Fear. I definitely think Cower and Fear is a strong effect, and, you know, it's another instant or sorcery that we can abuse. So I'm going to take the Cower. Here, there's a Crimson Muckwader, which would be a really nice creature, Primal Clay, but I think here, because we have so many solid spells, I'm going to take the Archaeomancer. In the next pack, really nothing much for us, and nothing, like Chandra's Fury, like, we don't really want to hack anything. We could take the Mind Sculpt, but it doesn't look like we're going to do that. I think I may just take a Sunstriker. Doesn't scare me that much. Neither does Chandra's Fury. I'm just going to take the Tricks of the Trade, just in case. Here we get another Mind Sculpt. I guess we could have gone that plan, but we don't have the Entrancers, but I think I'll just take a Downpour for the board. Wow. So, this is nice. So we got the Unsummon and the Water Courser back. I'm going to take the spell. Like I was saying, I really want to load up on quality spells in this kind of deck, so Unsummon is pretty good. And we got back Shade from that pack where we took, I think the pick was between Shade or Augur Bolus. Was that it? I forget. I forget what the pick actually was. Oh, Redirect. Redirect was that. But here we'll take the Shade as a decent creature. Here we're going to take the Negate for the board. There's another Tricks of the Trade, which we probably won't play. Another Downpour, which we probably won't play. So right now, like, our deck is pretty much trying to build off of, like, some solid spells. We would want some more hard removal spells, like Essence Drain, or another Switcheroo would be nice. Essence Drain, Public Execution, because, like, we're really looking to fetch up our, not quote, like, quote-unquote, fetch up our spells with the Augur Boluses, and reuse them with the Archaeomancer as much as possible. Which is nice. So a combo that's nice, if you guys didn't know about it already, is Archaeomancer. If you Switcheroo your Archaeomancer with one of their creatures, and then unsummon the Archaeomancer, it goes back to your hand, and then you can replay the Switcheroo, which is really nice. Here, excuse me, Not many picks for us. So there's there's like some like just really mediocre picks. So there's a Voidstalker, which is semi-removal. Vedalken Entrancer, which is just a solid ground guy to stall the board. But we don't have a way to win right now, which is really frustrating. Just Mantle Prowler doesn't seem good in this deck. Ravenous Rats, I mean, we can get later, and we can also get Encrust later. It may wheel out of this pack, honestly. We can probably get one of these cards back, maybe the Rats. I think the pick is really between Voidstalker and Vedalken Entrancer. Voidstalker is a semi-removal spell, which is nice in this deck. Versus Entrancer, which is a solid ground guy. I think I'm going to take the Voidstalker, because it's a semi-removal spell. We don't have enough right now, and as I say that, we got a choice between Public Execution and Essence Drain. We're going to grab the Public Execution because it's a flat removal spell. I do like Essence Drain a lot, but you know, I just think that Public Execution is pretty solid. And hopefully we can wheel either the Encrust or the Ravenous Rats, maybe even the Duty Bound Dead from this pack, but we'll take the Public Execution there. In the next pack, there's a Planar Cleansing, which is good to know. A Windrake versus a Welcome Turn or a Giant Scorpion. So, I don't think I want to take the Giant Scorpion because our ground, like our 3-drops, we already have a Giant Scorpion, and the 2/3s and the 1/3 serve as decent defense, especially with the Augur Bolas. They're decent defensive guys. I think we want a guy that flies. With that in mind, normally I would take the Welcome Turn here because it's just the stronger card. But this deck is really, really defensive, and having the ability to block with Windrake might just be better. Like, I know Welcome Turn is the stronger card, by far. But I think since we're not really an aggressive type deck, I want to take the Windrake here. The other option is take the Ring of Evos Isle, because we do have a lot of blue creatures, but I think taking the Windrake here is better. Also, we're low on creatures, so we want to take the Windrake. Here, wow, so this is a really tough pick for us. Whew, that's tough. So there's a Harbor Bandit, which is obviously on color for us. There's a Fog Bank, which is one of the best defensive creatures in the set. And an Essence Drain, which is just a solid removal spell. This is really tough. I feel... let's see how many spells we have right now. We have Public Execution, Switcheroo, or flat removal spells. Cower and Fear, sort of a removal spell. Murder. Redirect sort of serves as one, so does Essence Scatter and Summon. I think here I'm going to take the Harbor Bandit because I think we need ways to win. We don't have very many ways to win right now. Like, we have the Tower Ends Invocation, we have the Windrake. But other than that, our creatures are kind of bad. So I'm going to pass the Essence Drain here and take the Harbor Bandit. That may be a controversial pick, but I think that's okay. Here we're going to take the Giant Scorpion once again, just because it's a better defensive creature than Scroll Thief is. Here we have Just Mantle Prowler versus Vedalken Entrancer, Dark Favor, Tormented Soul, the picks. We're not aggressive enough to take Tormented Soul or Dark Favor. And the same reasoning sort of goes for Just Mantle Prowler, so here we're going to take the Vedalken Entrancer. The next pack, there's a Shade, which we already have one of. I don't think we want that. I think here I'm going to take the Crippling Blight for the board against the Exalted deck. Here's a nice little late pick with a Welcome Turn late. We'll definitely play it. I know that I took the Windrake over it, but that's no reason not to just snatch it up when we have the chance. Here there's a Ravenous Rats versus a Vedalken Entrancer. I'm going to take the Vedalken Entrancer because I think the pack after this is going to wheel a Ravenous Rats out of it. It was a very strong black pack, I think. I think the Ravenous Rats will wheel, so I'm going to take my second Entrancer here. And indeed, the Ravenous Rats did wheel, so I'm going to grab that. Here we get a nice late pick with the Ring. Why is the Planar Chaos still here? That's silly. That is tough. I'm going to take the Ring here just because it's better in our deck. We have a lot of blue creatures, so I'm going to take the Ring. Probably play it, actually. We don't have a Divination, which would have been nice. We'll take the Duress for the sideboard. I don't think we'll be playing Redirect. We'll board it in, I suppose. I don't think we'll be playing the Walking Corpse. We may not need to play the Mark of the Vampire. But we still need to cut 4 cards, now 3. Ravenous Rats is okay. It's not great, so it probably could be cut. And, wonder what else. I wish we had grabbed another Archaeomancer. This is the type of deck where you would really, really want one. Well, more than one, since we do already have one. Probably gonna take the Mind Rot. Take the Mind Rot out. Well, we can go in here now. Crippling Blight is for the board, I think. Maybe not the Ravenous Rats. Definitely play the Sign in Blood. The Giant Scorpions, yes. The Harbor Bandit, obviously. Maybe not the Mind Rot. There are a lot of maybes in this deck. Murder, we really want to step up on quality spells. So, Public Execution goes in, obviously. Unsummon. Void Stalkers, Augur Bolus, Walk and Turn. Downpours, probably not. Essence Scatter, yes. Redirect, probably not. Maybe not the Skull Thief, the double Watercoursers, the Windrake, no Tricks of the Trade, double Vidaucan Entrancler, Archaeomancer, Tower Invocation, and Switcheroo. So it leaves us at 22, with 13 creatures, technically 14 with Tower Invocation. But we want to make sure that we see what our spells look like, because of this spell-heavy deck. So right now, these are what our spells are. I think with 14 creatures, we really want to add in another quality spell. Or we could add in the Ring of Evil's Isle as the other option. So we have 10 creatures. We have 10 blue creatures with a couple giant scorpions and stuff. The one problem with this deck is it doesn't win very well. Like, at all, actually. It has the Watercourses, Harbor Bandit, Windrake, Welcome Turn to win, and then everything else plays defense. Which is really sad. It's going to be a really slow deck, but I think the quality of our spells is good enough. Tower Invocation as well, so that goes up there. But I mean, it's technically a spell, so we'll leave it. It's like, it should be somewhere in the middle, because we can get it back with our Archaeomancer, and we can search it up, not search it up, but see if it's on top with Augur Bolus. So I think the options for us, I'm going to move that over, or get rid of it. I think the options for us, we're not going to play another creature. I think the options for us are a spell. We're not going to play the Crippling Blight because it's not something we can get back with our Archaeomancer or search up with Augur Bolus. Speaking of which, we can't get the Mark of the Vampire, which makes me not want to play it, but I think it's strong enough where we're okay. So the picks are really between Ring of Evil's Isle and Mind Rot. I think we have enough card advantage here with the Augur Boluses, we have a Sign in Blood, and the Archaeomancer, where we want another way to win. And Ring of Evil's Isle works with 10 of our creatures. I think 10? Yeah, 10. 10 of our creatures, where these guys become a threat eventually with Ring of Evil's Isle. So hopefully we can just, like, card advantage out our opponents, and then win that way. So with that, we're going to add in some lands. It's going to be mainly green, I think. I mean, not green, blue. Probably 9-8, or 10-7. I'm going to drop this down to 9-8, because we have double black on turn 3, Cower and Fear with Murder. This may be a little risky, and I've had some mana problems lately with MTGO, because it's just been screwing me over, but I think 9-8 is correct. So I'm going to submit this deck the way it is, and I hope you guys enjoyed the draft, and I'll see you guys in round 1.